Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry, and here I am just finishing off this small three bedroom condo, or 3 bedrooms in a condo, and this is the final step, which is the post vacuuming. And I did run an extra pad on here because I just cleaned it, 3 small rooms, and now I'm doing the post vacuuming right away. So I ran an extra pad on there to make sure I dried it down a little bit more. And the purpose of doing the post vacuuming is it's mostly just to set the pile. And if there's any particulates that might have been pulled up in the cleaning that weren't absorbed by the pad, well, this will obviously address that. The purpose of this is not to remove any encapsulator, because it's going to remove virtually nothing anyway, as far as that goes. That's not the purpose of it. You can see there's a wear patch there. That's all just wear. It's clean, but it is worn, and it will have a darker appearance because of the pile distortion and the degradation of the yarn and the dulling of the yarn from the abrasion over 3 years. Because apparently this carpet is only 3 years old, but it's a polyester, and they're notoriously poor performing. They just don't handle the wear and tear. It's really quite pathetic. Anyway, this will leave the carpet looking nice and straighten up the yarn, of course, and then it looks like a carpet that's been very thoroughly vacuumed, and obviously because it has been actually twice, of course, because I pre-vacuumed it and I post-vacuumed it. So for those of you who are carpet cleaners and you're wondering what vacuum to get, I do definitely recommend this vacuum. This is the Hoover Hush Tone. They're actually made in the States. It does seem to be a very good quality vacuum. This is the second one I've owned. I've used pretty much all the vacuums out there. Including the Pro Team, which is a good vacuum, but this is definitely a superior in lots of ways. It has more power. This is the low setting, by the way, the low power setting right now. I normally post vacuum on the lower power setting, which is what this low power setting is where most vacuums perform at. I pre-vacuum on the high power setting. I don't think it's a good idea to go into the house with a vacuum that people can go and buy at Walmart. I don't think that impresses anybody. And I think that it's better to have a vacuum that looks substantial and is substantial. You're not going to be able to go and buy vacuums for $100 at Walmart or whatever and have something that's actually going to last. It just doesn't work that way. Oh. How does that work? Oh, there we go. Okay. But this vacuum, besides having the power, it does seem to be standing up. They stand up very well. And it's easy to clean it out, because you do have to occasionally clean it out. And I've never had a clog in it, whereas I would get clogs on my protein vacuums fairly often because of the way the way the hose comes out and underneath behind the power head. There's really a design flaw on those vacuums. But the Protein was designed a very long time ago, probably in the 70s, I think. Used to be an Electrolux, and then the Electrolux was bought up by I think Sanitaire, and then they revamped the vacuum a little bit. They made it better. I mean, the overall design is the same, but they made it with the hose on the exterior so that you could do your edges and corners with a pull-out hose and everything. It's a good vacuum, but this is a better design. Carpet's looking good. Okay, looks like we're pretty much at the end. So there we go. Let's have a look. And I'll tell you one more thing about these vacuums, which I actually do like. I prefer the bag, and there's lots of reasons why. for one, it'll hold everything in here, obviously. The vacuums that you with the canister that you dump, it's just too darn easy to get yourself, get that crap on you, the dust and whatever, and it's not healthy. I do have a workhorse, and it's very impressive, and you get to see everything that's going in, and that's very cool. But one of the things I didn't like was when I go to dump it, it was inevitably you get junk everywhere, the dust and everything. And I know a guy that actually used to repair vacuums, a fellow that I know, and he ended up with, he's got chronic breathing problems because whenever he was pulling vacuums apart, he was often getting the dust and breathing it in. And there's some very unhealthy things that you can expose yourself to, especially if you're vacuuming mouse crap, most turds, and you inevitably will. So that's something I think to bear in mind. If we are out there every day, all day vacuuming and emptying our vacuums and everything, you got to bear that in mind, that you're also exposing yourself to toxins, actually, literally getting vacuumed up. So now that's actually one of the reasons why when I clean, there's stabilized ClO2 in my solution. And when I realized the benefits of doing that, that's one reason I do it. It actually is disinfecting. It's a soft surface sanitizer. So that's happening while I'm cleaning, and that means that everything that I'm vacuuming up is getting exposed to the stabilized ClO2. So I'm not saying it'll make it sterile by any means, but it's certainly going to reduce the bacteria level, and that's something to bear in mind. And actually, when I get into the van, every time I have a bottle of stabilized ClO2 mixed up, I don't know, it's probably at least 500 parts per million, and I mist it on my hands and wipe my hands down with the stabilized ClO2 when I get into the van every time. I started doing that a few years ago, and I almost always remember. Because we're exposing ourselves to germs and bacteria and dirt all day, and even if you wear gloves, that doesn't necessarily not always going to protect you. Actually, I don't like wearing gloves anyway. You get your hands all sweaty and everything. But anyway, so that's what I do. I put the stabilized ClO2 on my hands after I finish my jobs, and anyway, I'll let you go. It's looking good, eh? Just some wear. That's wear. And of course, this will actually lighten up a little bit too, because whenever you clean the carpet like this, any area where there's a lot of wear, it'll actually go a little darker than the rest, just from the way this works when it's cleaning. But as it dries, it'll lighten up. It'll look wonderful. Okay, so I'll let you go. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.